Despite learning the language for a very long time, you get stuck. You feel that the words are getting stuck here. You feel throttled. This is a common problem, not just because you're a beginner. This happens even in the advanced level. Would you believe that? Have you come across these kind of comments? So this is a subscriber and he says, I'm unable to understand English. His mother tongue is Hindi. I'm unable to understand English. I've been taking the first toddler steps. I'm not able to remember even the easy words. When I try making a sentence, I feel I'm getting stuck. Even to ask, how are you? How you have been? All these kind of simple questions become a nightmare. It's not because he's not good at the language. It's not because he doesn't have the brains to understand the language. Today's video is about mindset. Why do people keep speaking about mindset, maturity? How is it important? Your co-learners, your colleagues, or maybe your friends will be facing these kind of problems. If you're a tutor, you will get regular learners with these kind of complaints. Do you think they are foolish? Do you think they don't have the capability and even the capacity to learn English? No, that's not the point. The point is that they have to slightly mold, modify, and some people alter their mindset. And when your approach and mindset is rectified, when your approach and mindset is groomed, then learning becomes easy. You can learn any language. What about people who have been struggling learning? And what about people who have been learning the language for almost 30 years, 10 years, 15 years? Why do you think they get stuck? Why do you think they feel that they're throttled or the words are not coming out? It's not because of the situation all the time. It's because they necessarily don't have the growth mindset every time. We all are a combination of rigid mindset and growth mindset. Sometimes we show signs of growth mindset. At times we show signs of rigid mindset, not because we don't know. It's not because we don't trust ourselves. It's not because we are not confident. But at times we have to remind ourselves to have that growth mindset. So I'm going to give you these 4 pointers, and these 4 pointers will definitely help you. The main 3 pointers will be given in the beginning, but the fourth one, it's an additional point. You have to just check. And this is not a problem faced only by the beginners. Believe me, it is faced by every learner, and we have to pay attention. Maybe you're helping a lot of people learning English. Maybe you're creating content, but sometimes your mind will get stuck. Not here. Your mind itself will face that barricade. It may experience a kind of block that you're unable to express. So people may ask you, what's your problem? Why you're sitting like this? What is stopping you from doing something? But your answer will be, I want to do many things. I've been doing many things. I've been learning English for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, but still I get stuck. I feel stuck. I experience a kind of barricade or maybe an obstacle. What to do for these kind of phases and areas? Do you think only language skills play an important role? No, that's not the case. Okay, now coming to the main points. The first point is, even if you're an advanced learner, intermediate learner, or a beginner also, after some point you may feel that you have reached that stagnation period. You may feel that I'm not able to move further. And you tell yourself, I've been learning the tenses all these years, but I'm simply unable to rectify that one mistake. I'm repeating the same mistake. Don't you think it's frustrating? What else can be so annoying? Definitely this one. You've been working, but still you're repeating the same mistake. So, many learners, including me, even when I was learning, I used to treat this consolidation phase as failure. It's not failure. Your brain is hardwiring. It's trying to figure out what is happening because you are stretching. With the growth mindset, maybe you haven't heard about growth mindset, but it's okay. You are stretching, your brain is trying to figure out, and getting used to these kind of activities takes some time. For some people, it takes maybe 10 days, 20 days, or even 5 days. Doesn't matter. Okay, it's not about the time period. but your brain is trying to understand, comprehend what you're trying to do. So after 10 days, after 30 days also, you may feel that you're failing, you're making the same mistake. Embrace this consolidation phase as it is, not as a failure phase. Because if you tell yourself that you're failing, it's done. Whatever you tell yourself becomes etched. Okay, it's not that you're giving false, toxic positivity to yourself. It's not that you're loading yourself with toxic positivity, but it's just that I am stretching. I'm rewiring my brain. I'm also unlearning. So it takes some time for my brain to push me from that comfort zone. Sometimes I have to flap the wings like the baby birds, but after that, I'll find my way. So even if you're an advanced learner, you may face some other problems. You may not be able to recollect a word or two. You may feel that you are not able to convey even the most simplest ideas. It's not because you're a fool. It's not because you're not able to understand a language. Okay? The second point. The second point is about affective filter or something that affects you. See, most of us are working. Even college students are working. Even if you're not working, you will have hundreds of things at the back of your mind. You may find some time to sit and study. But when you have too many things at the back of your mind, your brain will get tired, nervous, sometimes anxious also. So, what happens? Your mind will put that filter. What is this filter? Affective filter or something that affects you, saying that you are saturated or giving you a feeling that you are saturated, so your brain will block further information. If you're reading a book, you will not understand even the simple paragraphs. Okay? If you're reading the newspaper, even while reading the simplest paragraphs, you may feel that you are consuming something that is esoteric. Your brain is saturated. At that time, you have to turn on the trial and error mode, where you tell yourself it's okay to make mistakes, it's fine, you're stressed. Write down the areas or the problems you're facing at that point of time. Maybe it's a lot of work, maybe it's that you're having a lot of guests at home, or you may have to submit a project before the deadline. At that time, you do simple activities. See, if you have been reading a book or maybe 2 chapters every day, reduce it to 2 pages. It's not that you're not consistent. You are doing something. Many people will stop at this point. They will say, I can't do anything. Or I'll stop doing it because I'm not able to understand even the simple paragraphs, which means I'm a fool. I'm not able to understand English. No, that's not the case. Your brain will put that filter blocking further input, further information. So you have to turn on the trial and error mode, where you're free to make mistakes, where you reduce the load. When you reduce the load, gradually your mind will lift the filter and you will become more porous. It's not that you'll understand every word from the newspaper or every word from that complicated paragraph, but gradually you will start enjoying the process. So even if you come across 5 words, you will not feel saturated as if you're sitting down to sit and study. Okay, you will still have the learning mode. I know that you're sure of the learning mode, but sometimes we have to remind ourselves, just like the growth mindset. We all have growth mindsets and rigid mindsets. Okay, at some point of time, your mind will turn on this for convenience sake. So you have to remind yourself to turn on the trial and error mode, where subconsciously the filter is lifted and you become porous. Reduce the number of pages you're reading, reduce the amount of work that you're doing, reduce the number of pages you're reading. Whatever you're doing, just reload in such a way that you reschedule the timetable. If you don't follow any timetable, just reduce the load. Some people come back and tell me, ma'am, I've been very busy, so I stopped reading. I stopped practicing. No. You stay consistent, staying faithful to your schedule. You do your work at the same time, you reduce the load. The third point. The third point is something that all of us face. If you don't know anything about affective filter, if you feel that there is nothing known as the consolidation phase, it is also called the plateau effect, where a plateau is a raised platform. You know that. You would have learned that in geography, and you will have a lot of steep edges surrounding the plateau. So when you reach failure, you'll feel as if you have a lot of steep edges around you. Okay. The third point is very important because many of you don't encourage yourself. You don't appreciate, you don't encourage even the small tasks you do. If you read 2 pages, embrace that, encourage that. It's not that you elevate, elevation is different. Self appreciation is also different, but you encourage, saying that I'm thankful I've read 2 pages, though I'm going through a very difficult phase of my life. I've learned 3 words or 4 words. So you appreciate even the small steps taken by you. That's important because even I forget to do that. Sometimes I will sit just like that, like a log of wood, doing nothing because I have the affective filter on me. I will not even realize that I have a lot of things at the back of my mind, and that is what is stopping me from doing things. So, motivation actually comes from action. The next one is faced by many fluent speakers where you tell yourself that you have reached a level, I should be a perfectionist. Many people have told me this. Ma'am, I don't want to make any mistake. Yes, I understand you have been investing your time and energy in something, but it doesn't mean that you have to always stay error free. You can make mistakes, even AI make mistakes. You're a human being, you're organic. If you make repeated mistakes, of course you have to take care of that. You may have to look to these 3 points. The first 3 points, you have to pay attention, you have to focus and find out the real problem. But if you make 1 or 2 mistakes, you don't have to tell yourself, I'm just doing nothing. So perfectionism can ruin you. Your sentences can go wrong. If you adhere always to the structure, there are a lot of people who pay attention to placement of verbs, prepositions, and all that. There are no rules as such. You have to make proper sentences. Written English is different from spoken English, or written language is different from spoken language. Make sure that your sentences are sensible, but don't be rigid. That's the meaning. When you're rigid, you'll tell yourself, I have to make the perfect sentences. No, because there is nothing known as perfect language. Language is created by man. We created language for our convenience. When it comes to sentence structure, when it comes to words, even using idioms and phrases, you don't have to push yourself and pressurize yourself or your learners. Okay, saying that you shouldn't be making these mistakes. Repeated pattern of mistakes are different, and that is what I've been speaking about. There are a lot of YouTube creators who repeatedly make mistakes with the same sentence structure, and people learn from them. Like, for example, you end up translating from your mother tongue, which is a wrong method. So, perfectionists always say, I have to make the best sentence. So, perfectionists, they always want things to be tidy, spick and span. It's okay. You're concerned about cleanliness, you're concerned about neat presentation, but don't overdo. When you focus a lot on perfectionism or perfect sentence making, you can overdo. You can also get exhausted. What happens after that? You will not have the energy. It's not about energy. You will not have the power of discretion to conduct yourself, to carry forward, or even present the most simplest thought. It will not become effective. Communication will definitely face an obstacle. Your communication gets hindered, and you will naturally feel, you will evidently feel that something is wrong, something is becoming wobbly in due course of time. Okay, if you're presenting something, if you have done rehearsals, it's okay. Don't overdo it. You can have a plan, you can practice maybe once or twice if you want. Otherwise, just go and speak, modify, alter. You remember the trial and error mode? So here you have to do playful activities. Suppose you feel that you're pushing yourself too much, turn on the playful mindset. Some of you will tell me, ma'am, I'm always playing. I always have a playful mindset. That is showing your lack of responsibility towards life, towards learning. If you're going to be very carefree, careless all the time, thinking that you have the remaining 365 days or the remaining years to work on something, no, you're not making the most of your time. Wasting time and thinking in a carefree manner is different from pressurizing yourself. Okay, you have to take it bit by bit, you have to take it step by step. Do not keep complaining, because the time you use to complain can be really used to take those simple steady steps. So this is about the mindset, and I will be doing a kind of review. If you're not interested in reading, it's okay. I'll be giving you some important tips on how you can groom your mindset. Because when you take your favorite sports person or even the most eloquent speaker, they would have done a lot of things in life. They would have made mistakes. They would have been no one once upon a time, but today they have gained something and they keep stretching themselves. It's not that you reach a particular point, a pivotal point in your life, and then you stop doing things. I can see a lot of creators like that who feel that they have reached a particular point in their life. So this is different. Social media is different. All that you do every day should be connected to the growth mindset. Not toxic positivity, but growth mindset is different. What is the difference between rigid mindset and growth mindset? I will be sharing some valid points so that it helps you in your grooming. I hope you understand all these points. Happy learning.